Welcome back to another Final Table commentary. Still going through Scoop 2021. Found myself another stacked Final Table and a 10k high roller. I say, what the heck? Why not? Well, let's watch it. It's gonna take forever, so let's speed this shit up. 1.2 is the magic number. Click away from the screen to make that shit disappear, and now we get going. Alrighty, Roo. So, I'm not gonna predict a Darwin win, even though look at his stack, 154 bigs. The next biggest stack is 55. Timothy. Okay, the coolest thing about these sort of weird final tables where things look like the big stack will just run the show is everybody's amazing. So even if you've got that big stack, you're not gonna have an easy time knocking out each individual player. You're gonna need the final table to slowly dissipate in its own pace. So for that reason, Darwin's very likely to get the W. That's, but at the same time, it's not gonna be easy, right? That was a stupid way to start this video, let me tell you. What a bunch of bullshit this guy is saying. Darwin with 10 Jack O, raising it up. Let me get through the people before I start thinking about who's going to come in second place. We got PSI Hodel Lake. That's not how you say your name, but 22 big blinds in a dream. Good luck to you, my friend. Pabritz, this is a couple years old. What the fuck is good luck going to do for anybody? Nothing. Pabritz, king and a jack. Good luck is useless. Timothy in the big blind with aces. I don't know if he's going to call, but like, let's see it. Nope, we stick in a raise. But of course we stick in a raise. We've got aces. I just think it calls cool. He's raising off 15 big blinds. Like, let him bomb away. You're probably only going to get 1 or 2 on the flop. And then he might slow down if he doesn't hit his hand. So, Timothy says, well, if you've got a good hand, let's get this in right here and now. Raising up the aces from the big blind. Looks super strong, but of course it makes sense to raise when you have aces. We've got Bustaville thinking things over with ace-4 suited. Hopefully for them, they don't take this spot. Hopefully for Limitless, they did take this spot, but no. Limitless will be at 25 big blinds. Another very, very strong player. But of course, this final table's full of strong players. Piggy Snipes, the only player I haven't heard of before, but seems, based off the BCP photo or whatever, they're probably a fair player. Probably know what they're doing. Probably have a better clue than myself. And, oh, Bustaville's all in. He's going to need some chop outs or a jack. What's the chop outs? A 9? An ace doesn't chop it. Wow. What a damn shame. We lose Bustaville very quickly. That's one of our shorties, giving PSI a few extra chips to go along with their final table run. 9s for Limitless. We're going to get to hear from them a few times. Darwin, this will be fun to see. What do you do with ace-6 suited? You want to put pressure on the shorties. Limitless with 22 bigs is hard to put pressure on. Darwin says, I'm going to go to a flop. 2, 6, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5. Let's go 8, 6 in the big. Top and bottom pair for Darwin. Good start. Pair of 9s is going to have an easy fold. We'll see if Limitless comes along. I'm saying easy because you have a short stack. If you're deeper, maybe things get different. But 20 big blinds, it's like, how do you continue with 9s on the ace-king 6 board? Pivgar, ace and an 8 in the on the button. 12 big blinds. He is going to stick most of them in. Should be a good enough price for Darwin to run away. So Pivgar will just take down the blinds. You know, that sentence didn't make a whole lot of sense. The price should be good enough for him to run away. I mean, it kind of makes some sense. It just feels like there should be a better constructed sentence. What does it matter? Matters a lot to me. 8s for Pivgar. Piggy Snipes, ace-king on the button. We just see an open jam. Can't fold ace king. It's gonna be a big old flip. Ace or king. No piggy snipes down to 5 bigs. I mean, Pivgar, I'd like to see them with a stack, but I wanted to see piggy snipes with some chips here. Smack an ace or king. Come on, dealer. 8, no, a 9 dead on the turn. Are you freaking serious, Poker Stars? What is with this shit? Piggy snipes, our second bust out. Looks to be 8th place for them. Timothy with the queens. Gonna play call, facing a raise from Darwin under the gun. He's gonna flop top pair, so it's a good time to call with the queens. So between our 4 middling stacks, I gotta say I like Timothy's prospects the best. And I was thinking about it earlier too before I started recording. I don't even know why, because like 2607198 has position on Darwin, and then you had a few shorties to his left. That's a pretty good spot. Pivgar did get a double up, so they're in a similar position now with 34 bigs. But then again, I just think these final tables are so different than something I would play, obviously. Whereas like the big stack is gonna use their stack to apply pressure on the other guys, but the other guys aren't just other guys. It's like freaking Limitless, Timothy, Pabritz. You know, it's like I don't know. I just think things get different, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen, aren't we now? Ace and a 9 for Limitless. Do 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 do. Queen 10 in the big blind for Pivgar. Let's go to a flop 10-7 deuce. Limitless in position ace 9. No club. What do we do? Starting things off with a small bet. Oh, medium bet. Right around half pot. Pivgar top pair. Backdoor flush draw. Could stick in a raise. It would be a weird sizing. Would be a teaching lesson. So what size do we go? Just jam? Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it's like seemingly an all-in. You could call if you want. Pretty wet board. Limitless isn't probably going to have, say, 8-9. Might have 8-9 suited. Probably not. Raise early position off the short stack. I don't think so. PSI. Hodel-like. Not too sure how to say your name. Pretty sure somebody else streamer, isn't there somebody named PSI? PSI Hodel-like. Don't want to get anybody confused. What if they're the same person? That would be cool. I don't think so though. King and a queen checking it down. Jack on the river. 2607198 providing they hang in there, we'll take this pot down. If they face a bomb on the river, why would king queen bomb it? You block queen 10, you're just gonna check and lose. Ba-doop boop boo, ba-doop boop boo, ba-doop boop boo. Darwin, 141 big blinds. That's a lot of chips. Alright, time to do some quick maths. Timothy with 4. Pabritz would make it 5.5. Plus 2.5 is 8. 11 with Pivgar's stack. About 14 with 2607198 and 15. So we got about 26 million chips in play. Darwin, obviously, with 11.5. Not quite halfway there. So yeah, that's part of the weird thing when you look at these big stacks too, is like you do the math and you see how many chips do you have in comparison to everybody else. And it's like, do you have half the chips in play? And it's like, nah, I've got like 40% or so. That's a lot, but you've still got a long way to go. And then again, you've got to steal these chips away from just some ballers. Oh, this shit is fun to see. Timothy checking back the pair of aces on a paired board. Flush draw completes on the turn. Darwin leads on out with 10 high. No equity bluff. Timothy won't be folding ace queen. I wonder what queen jack does without a diamond, you know? Probably hit in the muck. Darwin says, yeah, I probably got your bullshit to fold on the turn. You're going to call with an ace, a diamond, maybe a pocket pair with a diamond, maybe some strong pocket pairs too. Probably some strong pocket pairs without a diamond too. Queen Jack suited for limitless. We're going to see how they're going to go about playing the 10 big blinds. They're going to stick it in. Darwin with ace jack and the big blind will call. We're going to need to see a queen or some clubs. A 9 would have done too, but the king of clubs, that'll get the job done. So limitless 22 bigs hanging in there. Probrit's our new shorty. Kings in the big for Pivgar. How big is this? Quick math. 4x? Are you serious? 4.5x? Are you serious, Darwin? Surely we just find a fold. We raised 4.5x. He re-raised us. He's in position. He could just call. He goes for the raise. He's got pocket kings. Dang. 9s for 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5. In the big blind. We'll go along to a flop. King 8, 8. Limitless with ace jack. Starting things off with a little bit. Call from the 9s. 5 on the turn, bringing in a flush draw. Quick check for limitless. What the hell do we do here with ace jack? Just check and hopefully beat what? You're most likely just gonna lose to some sort of pair. That board is super interesting. I almost want to go back and look at it, but we're not going to. No, we aren't. We've got a long way to go in this final table. Got plenty of chips to throw around. And if there is anybody that I'm actually rooting for, it's probably 260719885. They have a great name. The bunnies are kissing as an image. Great screen pick there. Taking full advantage of the old online imagery. Pubrits in the small blind. Queen and a jack, we're limping it in. Queen and a deuce in the big blind. 10 high board, taking a stab. We got 2 overs and the straight draw. Oh, this song sucks. What a horrific song. Doesn't matter the accuracy of the lyrics. If you don't have rhythm, you're really missing everything you need. Limitless, ace 10-0, raising it up. Timothy, king jack suited. Just to his left there. He's going to hit the muck with it. I do gotta say, I'm a little surprised to see the king jack fold, but you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be. Limitless raising off, 17 big blinds? That's a pretty tight range. I really shouldn't be that surprised to see king jack suited just to his direct left find the fold. I wanted to see action, so I want to see a raise, but that doesn't mean it makes sense, you know? It's not that it makes no sense to stick in the raise, it's just that it's a better play to just hit the fold button. I just want action, PokerStars. PSI, ace queen suited, where's the action? Darwin could create some with queen 10, but he says no, not today, bucko. Maybe if it was suited. Look at this, queen jack suited for Darwin. Darwin says if it's suited, yeah, let's get crazy, bucko. 8-10 suited for Pivgar in the muck. We wanted to play it, but not if there's a raise first in. Aces in the big blind. Tim thinking things over. Earlier he had the old aces facing an under the gun raise, was it, from Brits? Some sort of weird thing where I would have liked to see a call. In this situation, it's just mandatory. Let's raise these aces up. Darwin's going to find quite a few folds with that big stack, but we want to charge anything with some sort of resemblance of equity, any sort of resemblance of aces cracking sort of hand. Queen and a 9 in the big blind. We're at flopping top pair. There's 433,000 chips out there. Darwin, ace and a 6. Betting small. I'm just thinking, Pabritz could always stick a raisin on the flop, but you know what? It's probably way too dry to do that. Queen 8 deuce, no straight draws. The backdoor flush draw comes in. But the board's just way too wet to be, way too dry to be raising, I think. Where are you going to pull a bluff from? Some sort of 10-9 Jack 10 bluff with back doors. So it's possible, but just makes sense to play call with the old pair of queens. Hope that Darwin takes another stab, but he doesn't. Pivgar getting some respect here. A lot of quick folds. Queen 10 suited will just get it through. 39 big blinds for Pivgar. A very uncomfortable third place position for them. I'm just thinking, so I've been looking at all these final tables over the past couple weeks, and it's very interesting. You know, you hear a lot about the old ICM. I think that there's like some weird sort of something happening where these players both care about ICM and then simultaneously are looking to exploit around ICM. It's some pretty cool shit. And it makes a lot of sense, of course, because of course we're playing a card game. We want to exploit our opponents while staying in line with GTO to some extent. Darwin with the nuts will bet on the turn and take it on down. 8-3 in the muck. He raises. That's hilarious. 2-6-0-7-1-9-8-5 with the kings in the big blind. We'll stick in a raise. What if he plays call? Sub 30 big blinds. He's gonna play raise. What if Darwin jams? He's thinking this over. This would be hilarious. Do it. Just do it. Go to a flop. I don't know. Oh my god, he sticks in the 4 bet. Is that 4? 1? No, that's 2. Darwin's first bet's the second bet. 2-6-0-7-1-8-5. 3 bets from the big. Darwin 4 bets with 8-3-0. We see king's jam for the bunnies kissing. Well, well, well. That's a funny play there with the 8-3. Surely we weren't expecting that. Darwin is listening to my inner little demon who always just says, we want action. King 7-0, we want action. That's what we want. That's what we came to see. 8-3, 4 betting. Yes, we love it. Oh, that's hilarious. That's pretty rude, Darwin. It's funny though. Jack 10 limping it in. Ace high board. What do we do? You want to put some pressure on Pabritz here. Pabritz may not believe you, but he's got 69, so he's not going to have much of an opportunity to do much here. Might just say maybe another time. 7-10 suited for Darwin. Under the gun, pretty wide, but makes sense again. After that big 4 bet, they are down to about 9 million chips. So they got quite a ways to go still. Pabritz, ace and a queen. Let's see you do it again, Darwin. Ace deuce. Rip it in. You don't want to go to a flop. There it is, jam. Pabritz with ace queen. Surely we call. I've seen folds, but ooh, a 3, a deuce. Nope. No straight on the board. Pabritz up to 42 bigs. Darwin down to 84. 7.5 million chips. Makes a lot of sense to put the pressure on Pabritz there for about 20 big blinds, just jamming the ace. You just hope to get it through. Not this time. Looks like a 3x there from Darwin out of the small blind. Interesting change of pace. Do. No action for Limitless with the suited ace. That's mighty fine for them. They'll just take it down pre. Take down the blinds and antes. Same for Britz's ace king. He wanted some action. Although, okay, so to be fair, do you want action with ace king? Well, obviously you want somebody with ace queen to rip it on out. But do you? That's the thing, right? Do you want to get it in with some like 75% equity? For a huge stack? You gotta put your life on the line? Man, that's scary to think about. Oh, but oh, what a big stack would do for you right now. Kind of like Darwin, you'd get the opportunity to put the pressure on the other stacks, and you just have to hope the cards go in your favor. Sheesh. So this final table, what once looked like Darwin's to steal, it's really not going to be easy. As Britz takes the ace 8-0 and rips it on in, facing the button raise from Limitless. Limitless down to 13 bigs, that's no fun. Ace Jack for 2607195. Ace King for Britz. Sticking in the raise from the small. Hopefully we find a fold there. Hopefully we find the fold. There it is. In the muck, the ace jack. And we move along. Ace and a 6 on the button. Let's go to a flop there, Darwin. Let's go to a flop. 8-4 deuce. Goes check, check, 6 on the turn. No equity for Darwin except a couple overs. Pabritz with second pair and top kicker. Bets pretty darn small, 270 into some 500,000. PSI. Would be fun to see what you do here with 20 bigs. Go for the small min raise. Ace deucey. The thing is, you don't want to get raised here by Darwin unless you can find a all in. If you're just some sort of baller. No, it's a quick fold. Pretty rude by Darwin with the ace 9. No suit or nothing. Sixes for PSI in the muck. We see a 12 big blind stack raise. That makes sense. And 2607195 also finds a fold in the big blind with AC deucey. Limitless teaching us a thing or two. Looks like a 3x raise from Pabritz. Top pair for Limitless. This is a super interesting pot. Very, very dry. Ace high board is great for the old early position raise. Pabritz could bomb away here with no equity. Makes sense. Lots of draws. 6, 7, 8, 7. Nope, not a lot of draws. Lots of pairs. Could put Pabritz is gonna stick Limitless all in on the river. Putting the pressure on a pair of 9s. Limitless will show him the bad news. He's got a pair of aces. Limitless are shorty no longer. 30 big blinds. PSI down to 19 is our shorty. Ooh, 3 of a kind. Good start for Limitless. Timothy with 9 high. Backdoor straight, backdoor diamonds comes along. Alrighty-roo. Check, Limitless. Check. Nicely done. Just a complete brick. Checking it over. Bomb it, Timothy. There we go. Nicely done by Limitless here to play the sneaky old check. 9 high surely isn't feeling good about itself. Diamonds miss. Would he have some random ass Jack 10? Who knows? Timothy says, I'm just not going to continue to fire away. Probably got most of his bullshit to fold on the turn. He did use a pretty big sizing. So interesting stuff. Pivgar with king queen suited sticks in the 3-bet. Darwin with a 4-betting bluff hand. I don't expect it, but Darwin just seems like the type to maybe stick in a 4-bet just for fun. Ace 5, stick in the raise. Pivgar with 9. Surely we come along. Does stick in the raise again. I think these raises with pocket pairs early position is so interesting. I don't have the courage to do it myself. Like if I've got 8s or 7s or 6s, if I'm calling, I'm just calling. I'm not sticking in a raise. 9s is so interesting too, where whoa! What the hell do we do facing a cold 4-bet? Well, if you find the jam, then you're a baller. Limitless here with king 6-0. I'm folding 9s. Pivgar, what do we do? He plays call, ace, king flop. Pivgar doesn't have a hand that would bluff, I don't think. So Limitless will just bet like 1%. 1% dealer. 1% pot. Actually, I think it was more than that. You bet how much? It was like 1%. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I don't go back too often as we got top pair. We're just skipping action. What is the bet size? I gotta see how much. 108,000 into 2.5 million. So my bad, 4%. If you can find a smaller bet size, like if he min bet, if he min bet, it would be smaller. But he actually had to type in the numbers. There's no way he's got a 4% bet size. Poker's such a silly game. No limit hold'em. Okay, I gotta do some math. 100,000 into 2.5 million. Is that not 4%? Is it 5%? It's just a ridiculously small number. And nobody else says anything after Christoph Vogelsang says, you bet how much? Nobody else gives a shit. I don't know why it's so funny. I haven't had a good laugh in a while. Maybe that's why it's so funny. Open-ended straight draw for 2607195. 3 of clubs on the turn. That's 2 pair for Pivgar. That's kind of fun. Flush completes. Queen king is a straight. Let's see a bluff here. It's not getting through now, is it? King on the river. That will do for Vogelsang. 2 pair, 4 flush board, 1 liner to a queen. I think we can find a fold. Any club, any queen beats you. We are going to find out. Half pot size bet. What if we turned it into a bluff? He is going to play call. Just see the bad news. That's a dang shame. Pabritz with an ace and a queen. Raising it up. Do 10 and a deuce in the muck for Limitless. Just about 50 bigs for them. They're in second place after getting nice and crazy and aggressive with cold 4-bet with king 6-0 or something silly. Darwin flapping top pair. Timothy with middle pair. The flush draw. Backdoor straight. Lots going on for Tim. Darwin starting things off with a little bit more than a half pot size bet. Tim is going to come along. 9 on the turn. Flush didn't hit there, but we got another flush draw. Not that that matters. Darwin's got clubs, but he might think that's a scary card. Whoa, wee wad. Jack of spades on the river. Pretty rude for Darwin. King Queen makes a straight. 8-7 makes a straight on the turn. Spades obviously get there. Diamonds miss. King Queen I already said is a straight. 4-5 misses. There's some interesting bluff opportunities on the river for Timothy in some circumstances. He's got the straight flush here now, so that's fine. Just thinking about, do I go for value? Timothy says, yeah, let's stick it all in. Darwin with top 2 is going to have a hard time folding, but I think we can find it. I wouldn't be surprised to see a call either, but this is for more than 2 million chips. If he wins this pot, he would be well over 10 million again. Obviously, he's dead. He's not winning the pot. He's going to need to find a fold. Top 2 pair, though, you know? It's kind of like, how do you find the fold? Oh, well, he did. Nicely done, Darwin. I suppose when the front door flush gets in and your opponent rips it all in, goes for a check raise, you can start to find folds there with top 2. 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5 is going to need diamond. Nope. Heart on the turn. Nobody picks up a flush draw. The ace queens will chop it on up. Darwin has the old ace 8. Ace 8 hearts. Limitless comes along. What an interesting board. 2 hearts for Darwin. Open-ended straight draw on the back door. Flush draw for Limitless with an overcard. Wow, we got a lot going on. Action Jackson flop. 4 on the turn. That's a brick if we've ever seen one before. 7-5 is open-ended, but that's not going to be in anybody's holdings. Bomb it. Limitless. Bomb it. Everybody bricks. What in the world is going on, Poker Stars? We got ace high versus king high. What do we do? Feels kind of weird to check down king high now, doesn't it? Limitless bets half pot. We'll get the ace high to fold. Nicely done there, Limitless. Had he bet on the turn, or check, or just raised the flop, sorry, not check raised. Had he raised the flop, had he bet on turn, Darwin isn't going to let go of their hand. And then maybe you give up on the river instead of bombing away. So nicely done by Limitless to check it all the way down, see the flop or see the turn and river, and then decide, yeah, my king high is no good here. Bet half pot and get the job done. Pivgar with a suited king facing a limp has a weird decision with 16 bigs remaining. In a lot of circumstances, this hand could just be a jam. Doesn't look like this is one of those. Still strong enough to come along to a turn. Darwin does have a pair, though. Darwin stabbing again. The queen's a pretty big brick, right? Still jack 10, 10, 9, 6, 7, 9, 7. Plenty of straight draws there for Darwin to be bluffing with. You know, Darwin just had a hand. He was just bluffing, and I already forgot what the hell he had. How does that happen, Poker Stars? Why did you do this to me, Poker Stars? 7-5-4, all hearts. Darwin, king high. He's going to get king high to fold. Nicely done. Don't need a heart to show our big heart. Do, ace and a 3 in the small blind. I don't even know what to do here. Do we limp? Starting things off with a limp. 7 deuce suited in the big. Sticking in 3.5x. 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5. I think we come along, but do we love it? No, not at all. So Vogel's saying, actually just says I'm gonna fold. I hate it. I hate it. No action for Britz's ace king. That's unfortunate. 33 big blinds for them. I think, those three middling stacks, Tim, Pabritz, and then our bunnies that kiss. We want chips, We don't want to just let Darwin and Limitless battle it out. We don't want to just sit back and watch that show. We don't want to jam King Queen Jack or King Jack suited right now either. We are going to stick in a 3-bet. Ace King will come over the top surely. All in dealer. Could always make it some weird 1 million chip size. 1.1 million. But why? Just stick it all in. Get a quick fold of King Jack of spades. 7.5 million for Darwin. He's clawing his way back. Limitless has done a great job of picking away at that stack. And the others are kind of just hanging on out. I mean, Pivkar's done a great job battling. Just unfortunately for them, they're dwindling. They do have a flush draw here, 3 to a straight. Limitless, check. For whatever reason. Nope, he's gonna bet. Super small. Pivkar, what do we do with the flush draw? I like a jam for protection. Pivkar says, no, we're gonna call. We were given a fair price, let's go to a turn. Open-ended straight draw to go along with the flush draw. Wah wee wee wah. 7 on the river. Pairing the board. What the hell do we do with 8-9 of clubs? We really want to bluff, but we don't really want to bluff this combo. But we are going to fire away. Ace high for Limitless. He's going in the tank. He might call this down. Obviously, any queen, any 7 can bet like this. A deuce, I don't think is going to turn itself into a bluff. Limitless says, well, I'll just let go of my ace high. He did have the best of it, but Pivkar will take down a little pot up to 17 bigs. 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5 with pocket queens, and the big will stick in a 3-bet. Darwin with a low suited connected 6, 7 of clubs. Could always go to a flop if he wants to, but he says not this time. No way, not this time. Pabritz with 6s, raising it up. 7, 6 suited in the big blind, flopping a pair. Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. If there wasn't an ace out there, Limitless would be quite ecstatic about this flop. 5 of clubs on the turn, bringing in a straight flush. 10 of clubs will just complete the regular flush. Pabritz without a club, probably gonna have an easy fold here. Very small, 1/3 pot size bet. Find the fold, find the fold, find the fold, find the fold. There it is. Limitless up to 54 bigs and pocket 9s. Oop, Pabritz with 10s, didn't see that. PSI with a suited ace, we'll let it go, good stuff. 9s for 30 big blinds. Limitless will play call, Queen Jack 6 flop. 10s, what do we do? Go for a little protection. We could just check it back too, says Pabritz. Queen on the turn, pairing the board, bringing in a flush draw. Still plenty of straight draws out there. Limitless could like his 9s and will put out a little bet. Pabritz comes along with the 10s, 9 on the river. Pretty rude, Poker Stars. Pretty feckin' rude. Pabritz blocking King 10. What else are you blocking? 10-8. Would Limitless call the small blind? Facing an early position raise with 10-8. Not even suited, I don't think. But King 10 suited, probably so. So let's look at our blockers. You might want to have the King 10 of 10 of clubs, because that would mean it's very unlikely your opponent has King 10 of clubs on the turn, which is a very easy call for them. As I think this through, Pabritz is in a weird spot where the 10s are an interesting blocker. You might want to have a different suit with your 10. Pretty bad river. 9 or an 8 is pretty bad. Obviously an ace and a king is an overcard to your 10s. Pabritz says, I will just move along. Fold the 10s, limitless, scoops a nice pot. Up to 60 bigs for them. Pubrits will get a turn with the 9s. King Jack O for Darwin. Starting things off with about a half pot size bet. 3 to the diamonds for Darwin. You'll pick up a 4th one. If there weren't so darn many diamonds, the Pubrits' 9s would feel pretty comfy here. About a half pot from Darwin. And Pubrits, let's go with a 9. The 9s. Yeah, again, like if there wasn't so many diamonds, maybe things would be different. But Poker Stars says diamond, diamond, diamond. Do. Ace and an 8 in the small blind. Puts in the 3-bet. I was going to say we could start 3-betting this, but we want to wait until PSI busts, right? Pabrit says, no, I'm actually just going to put the pressure on right now. There's no time like the present there, sir. Timothy lays down the suited connected stuff. See a couple king queens. That's pretty interesting. Ace king for Pubrits. We see a 3-bet all incoming. How many aces been dealt in this final table, says Pivkar? Very few, actually. Victor doesn't need aces. King 6-0 will do. So they must have the final table up. Oh, misclick. Limitless says it was a misclick. The cold 4-bet. I don't believe it. I think he went in the tank over it. It wasn't like some snap like misclick. Timothy says, oh, makes sense. But yeah, I'm not sure about that as Pivkar rips in the 7s here. No 7. Limitless will show him the bad news with queens. I highly doubt that King 6-0 was a misclick. You know me, I will go back and check it out. Then I'll do a little analyzation. I doubt it was a misclick. I shouldn't say I know for a fact it isn't. I just highly doubt it was. That just seems like a spot where Limitless might take it. What, King 6-0? Where are the whole cards? Yeah, 2607198 is like, hey, what's going on? Victor showed it. Oh, he showed the whole cards. Shit. So there's no stream up. Ace 10-0 for 2607198 Getting it through pre. So PSI down to about 8 big blinds. Pubrits 28. Timothy about 40. Our bunny kissing friend 27. Then about 80 each for Darwin and Limitless. So interesting final table. I shouldn't say I'm surprised to see Limitless catch up to Darwin. But with that being said, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Darwin has lost some chips here. I think he started at around 10 or 11 million. It's been an interesting final table. That's all I really got to say so far. Once PSI busts, I think things will get a little bit more interesting. Playing 5-way, about 30 big blinds deep. We shouldn't see too much crazy stuff post-flop, but I think we'll see some interesting stuff pre-flop. So we are gonna. So once we do get to that 5-way battle, providing we're about 30 big blinds deep, we are gonna see a lot of check down pots to the river, and then somebody's gonna decide if they wanna bluff or not, or go for a nice thin value bet. Jack 10 gonna rip it in here. King 9 suited, very small pot for them to call it off. King 9 or spade. Ace on the river won't do. PSI gets a full double. 13 big blinds. Ace 10-0. Darwin with jacks. Ace 10 in the muck for PSI. Facing an early position raise from Timothy. Darwin sticks in the 3-bet. King, queen in the small will fold. Let's just see a jam there, Tim. Rep the old aces. Stick in the jam. Do it. Do it now. You've been nice and quiet. You're going to get the respect. Jack's just call. Ace on the flop. That'll do. Ace on the flop. Dang. That's a huge pot going Timothy's way. And I like the bluff. I like the bluff. You expect Darwin to do that super wide. You smack an ace. Good deal for you. Ace queen in the big. Pabritz 25. Both players pairing the ace. Uh-oh. Ace 5. We could play this slow. Start things off with a small bet. Like, Pabritz isn't going 3 streets with ace 5 unimproved. Timothy puts in the check raise on the flop, though. Uh-oh. Well, that's kind of rude. 5 on the turn. Timothy's going to need a queen or a 6. Bomb. I mean, that's a very small bet, but Pabritz is not folding. We got 2 pair. 7-8's a straight. 7-3 is a straight. Jack on the river. What the hell do you do with ace queen here? Such a weird spot. 2.7 million in there. 1.7 million behind for Pabritz. We do go for value. No surprise, Tim. Pabritz will quickly call. 6 million chips going their way. Wowie wee-wah. 8 jack suited for a bunny kissing friend. Raise it on up. No reason to, but maybe would have got it through. Tim in the small blind with king queen O might have said hello. Ace jack 7 flop. Pretty stupid for Pabritz. What do? We start things off with a bet. Okie dokie. King queen in a pickle. About half pot sized. We go to a turn. 9 of hearts. Do. That 10-4 blocks some stuff that would call you. So Pabritz fires away again. 500k could just get the king queen to fold. Pabritz is being a little bit of a bully right here. Says I have the 10 of hearts. You have quite a few less calling combinations. Limitless 9 and a 10. Raising it up. First place position. 63 big blinds. Pabritz, thinking it over, comes along with king queen. Ace 5 suited in the big blind. This could get ripped. I like jamming, taking down the pot now. If you go to a flop, you've got some playability with the ace 5 suited. And if you see a king 10-10 flop, you can just fold. So nicely done by PSI. No need to put your life on the line, even though we probably would have got it through pre-flop. And Limitless checking back 3 of a kind very sneakily. Pabritz not too afraid of the 4 on the turn. The 2 10s. Weird spot for king queen. You want him to have queen jack a lot, right? He might even have jack 9, queen 9, 8 on the river. So all those straight draws miss, the spades miss. King queen is just going to be a check call or even a value bet on the river here, as you'd expect it to go check check so often. Pabritz will just lead out. Once Limitless goes for a raise, you're going to be in a pickle. Depending on the size, what the hell do you do? So again, like there's the queen 9 that you want them to have the queen jack, and you block that. I have no idea. King queen is put in a pickle. 1.2 million to go into about 4.4 million if they make the call. Pabritz does make the call. No surprise there. Even if you want to start talking about hands that you, or cards that you don't want to have when you're calling down, it's like you can't only call down with a 10. So the king queen, it blocks king 10, queen 10. just as it blocks a few bluffs like the queen jack and the queen 9. Does he ever value bet worse there? Probably not, facing a river lead. So you're looking at bluffs and then 10s. Limitless shows you a 10. Limitless is up to 83 bigs and we move along. 9 deuce suited, what are we doing? Think it's a limp pot. Pardon me. King 9 takes a stab. One big blind and gets it on through. PSI with 10 big blinds is going to have to pick a spot soon. Could have ripped the queen jack and got it through. But it's not fun to rip into Limitless's big blind, as you figure he's probably going to call down correctly and he's got the chips to do it. Do. Vogel saying we'll get it through with 8-6 suited. That's nice for them. Briss with the king queen again. Hopefully this one goes better for him. Timothy hanging in there with just right around the same amount of chips. Ace and a 9 in the big blind. Queen 5-5 flop. Interesting. Timothy thinking it over. Comes along with call. Makes sense. I didn't want to see a raise there on the flop. Could have repped the 5, but that would have been silly. Big old bet from Fabritz on the turn. Ace high, no good. No draw. You really just lose to a lot of queens here. PSI with pocket 9s. Think we're sticking that in. Limitless. Ace and a jack. Oof. I have no idea what to do here. Limitless is going to teach us a lesson. He's going to play call. Ace or jack. Nope. PSI will get a full double. 20 bigs for them. 6-way battle will continue. Well. So Dart went down to 34 bigs. 4 million chips. They did get cooler. It was just an unfortunate happening as PSI takes the 4s there. Ooh, aces. Shouldn't get too much action, but PSI should play the queen 7 suited. Starts off with a limp. I wonder if he's got enough to continue facing a raise. 420, so 300k more to go. PSI just finds the fold. No action for aces. Nines, this time for Limitless. 8-6 suited in the big blind. 2-6-0-7-1-9-8-5. Comes along, flopping a straight draw to a 7 and the backdoor hearts. King high board, not so fun. Very tiny bet though. Putting a check raise. Rep 4-5. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Do it. Do it. Puts in the raise. What does 9s do? I'm thinking, Kesa, there's so many freaking draws out there. You might see a king, but pocket 9s are going to be good here so frequently. Surely we have to call, right? We're going to learn, aren't we? What do we do on any turn? Do we just stick it in now? What do we do, Limitless? Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do with my life. He just folds. Alrighty, Roo. That was a pretty scary raise there. Nicely done by 2-6-0-7-1-9-8-5. King queen suited. What do we do? 3x. Alright. Limitless. In position. Big stack with the king. We'll just fold. 5-4 suited for Darwin and the cutoff hits the muck. Ace on the button for 2-6-0-7-1-9-8-5. He's going to raise it on up. Looks to be about 2.2x. 2.3, somewhere in between there. Timothy with an ace as well. Sticks in the 3-bet from the big. Well. Ace 8 might just find the fold. I don't want to call here if I've got these 22 big blinds remaining. Could always jam, but like, for what reason? Oh, hey kitty. You coming to hang out? Pub Brits. You got jack shit on the 3 flush board. Ace high. Limitless has the nuts. No action for the nuts though. PSI with an ace. Ooh. Don't you dare put hearts out there, dealer. 2607198 with 22 bigs and king 10 suited. 6s for Tim. Maybe in another circumstance he would call. 34 bigs facing an early position raise. Looks like a fold. Look at all those hearts, dealer. Didn't I say no hearts? Whew, we got 19 big blinds. What the hell do we do with king 10 suited with a flop flush draw? Backdoor straight draw. Could start things off with a check. Could start firing away. Hey, buddy. PSI, what do we do? Playing raise. Wouldn't be surprised to see this get all in. We're going to need to see a jack 9, a jack ace, no hearts, or a king and a 10. We are going to get it in. 10, dealer, 10. King will do. Vogel saying we'll get the knockout even though it's not a bounty tournament. PSI, nothing you can do there. Get it in, completely dominating. Has something like 80% equity. Maybe even more, I don't know. That's a damn shame for the old PSI. Just like that, 2607198 in second place. But we do kind of have a 4-way tie for second. We're all above 4 million and below the 5 million mark. Pretty interesting shit. Limitless jack 8. I think this is limp pot again. Queen 7 with no spades on the board, eh? Checking it over. Limitless checks, picking up a straight draw to a 10. Pair of 7s for 2607198. Min bet from Limitless. Call from the pair of 7s. Pretty big brick on the river, only 4-5 makes a straight. And it goes check, check. Pub Brits with the suited ace. So I think now's a great time to make a prediction, as we've got an interesting little battle occurring here. 5 ways. The prediction would have meant a lot more had it came in earlier. But what do we see happening? There's something about Timothy where I'm like, I think you're going to play great, but I think you're going to get fucked over by the cards. Doesn't it just feel like that's going to happen? Does Pabritz just jam the 10s here? It's over half of Timothy's chips. He did make it 10 big blinds off 25. We're going to get it all in. Ace or jack or 3? Nope. Tim just gets fucked by the cards. Kind of just feels that way, doesn't it, sometimes? So Darwin started things off as our big stack. He's unfortunately down to 28 bigs. Still has some wiggle room, but he's 4 of 4. Limitless with an ace will come along in the big king, queen, jack flop. Pabritz with top pair, top kicker, backdoor flush draw, 3 to a royal flush. Too many things to say. Darwin with kings. So yeah, prediction would have meant a lot more before we got down to the final 4. But what the hell does it matter? We need a hero. We need somebody to root for. And I think that person is typically going to be 2607198. But unfortunately for today, I'm going to have to go with Darwin, who's hanging in there with 26 bigs. Came in with about 10 million chips. I don't quite remember what the cooler was, but he lost a big pot. I'm pretty sure somebody sucked out on him. Or was it just a big flip? Whatever the hell happened, Darwin lost many big pots. Down to 24 bigs. His pocket kings here will get a few chips back their way. About 10 big blinds. He's got a fighting chance. He's got a long way to go still. King queen suited under the gun. 2607198 will go for a 2.2x. 984 flop. 1 club. No hearts for Limitless. With the 10, he's got 3 to a straight. What the hell do you do here? Blocking Jack 10, Queen 10. King 10 goes for a small stab. King Queen with a backdoor flush, backdoor straight comes along. Ace on the turn, interesting. Who is that better for? Probably 2607198 We'll see what Limitless thinks. He checks, so it probably does. Ace probably hits Vogelsang a little bit more. Limitless with the king high. That's worse. He's going to check it down, and Vogelsang will show him the bad news. Ooh, so we're pretty well tied up for second place there. Nice little pot for 2607198 Pabritz with an ace and an 8. On the button, raises it up and sees a Jack 4-4 flop. Bets a big blind and takes it all down. Darwin with 6s. Ripping it in, getting it through. Ace and a Jack, that's suited. Darwin should get a few more chips here. What do we do with 6s? Maybe that goes to a flop. Maybe 3s come to a flop. We're going 3 ways to a flop. So you call from the 6s. 3s. 40 big blinds effective. Will come along. King, king, 5 flop. No hearts for Darwin. Pretty safe flop for the old 6s. Darwin starts things off with a small bet. Yeah, call from 6s. 3s in the muck. Oh, a 3 on the turn. Pretty rude there, Poker Stars. Check from the ace and the jack. 6s might want some protection here. I could see a small bet. About 500k, less than a third, makes sense. Jack 9 in the big blind. Comes along, sees an ace 10-4 flop. See a bet from Limitless. Very tiny on the ace high board, and he'll take it down. 6s for Limitless, open on up, and we got a bunch of aces going on here. Pabritz ace jack sticks in the 3 bet. Darwin 29 blinds, ace 9 will hit the muck. 2607198 with the old ace queen suited in the big blind. What do we do? What do we do? Ace queen I think would be good here often. So does Christoph Vogelsang. Sticks in the 4 bet. Very small. Pabritz in a pickle here. Hopefully he can find the fold. He's in bad shape. A 5 bet might get the job done. Ooh, we'll just go to a flop. King, Jack, 5. 1 heart, a straight draw to a 10 for Vogelsang. Huge pot, 4.2 million in the middle. Already more than what Darwin has. Goes check, check, 3 on the turn. No more help for Vogelsang. A 10 or a queen. That's all we can hope for. Seeing 2 checks, Pabritz probably likes that a lot. King on the river. Do we bluff with ace queen? Hopefully not, eh? But then what would ace jack even do? What a weird spot. We're checking it all the way down. So we do see the action pre-flop like I was saying earlier. Get a 3 bet from the ace jack, a 4 bet from the ace queen. And then the post-flop action slows all the way down. 2607198 could have turned their hand into a big old bluff. But they say we'll just check it down, maybe beat ace 10 suited. Lose to a lot of pocket pairs. You'd expect a king to bet at some point, although who knows in this silly game. 2 pair for limitless. Pub Brits with 10 high. Check down to the river, about half pot. Limitless is sizing up a raise. Or do we just call, he thinks. Do we just call? Nope. Raise. 50 blinds for limitless. Ace 9 in the small blind, limping it in. Queen 7 for Pub Brits. The most mediocre hand you can find. 9, 8, 6 flop, top pair for limitless, open-ended for Pub Brits. Starting things off with a 1 big blind bet. Nice slow play from limitless. Just let Pub Brits unload the clip. Certainly not folding ace 9 on the 4 turn. 4 river, I don't think we're folding either. Pub Brits queen high, what does he beat? Jack 10? 7-5 is straight on the flop. Hard to win there in Pub Brits' shoes, but they will just check down and give up and see the bad news. Queen 7 in the big again, but this time for Darwin, he'll stick in the raise facing the limp, and you'll get it through. Limitless, 55 blinds and Jack 10. Second place in the cutoff. Raising it up. Jack 6 in the big will let it go. Ace 5 for Pub Brits will raise it up. Darwin with King Jack O. 30 blinds. What do we do? We're going to learn. In last place, he's going to stick in the 3-bet, put the pressure on Pub Brits pre. With some playing chips, Pub Brits might do something crazy here. No, going to find the fold. 4-bet could have come on in, but it did not. King Jack for limitless, another strong hand starting out pre. We'll limp it in. Ace high board. Pub Brits rewarded for their sneaky check back on the flop. Or sorry, pre-flop. King Jack should come along, drawing to a 10. King high could be good. You're ahead of the flush draws. You got an over to the queen, 2 overs to the 2. With your straight draw to boot. Overbet on the turn. Surely we find a fold now. Alright, there it is. Pub Brits with a 5 and a 2. Darwin in the big with King 10 facing a limp. Who knows what you do here? 6-4-3 flop. That's a straight for Pub Brits. King high for Darwin. Limp pot, super interesting, eh? Ace on the turn. Surely King 10 isn't too happy about that. Overbet from Pub Brits. We'll take it down. Couple of aces out there. Limitless lets his go. Pub Brits with a wheel. Draw potential. Says I'm going to get in there. Suited 8 in the big blind. We'll let it go. Our hero, 2607198 Queen 4. What do we do? Lump it in. Limitless was 7-9. We'll check it back. Ace, Queen, Jack, flop. One big blind to go. Easy fold for 9 high. 9 and a 10, and it's suited. On the button, raising 2 blinds. Ace high board, let's take a stab. Where's the spades though, dealer? Darwin with a pair of aces. Do we ever raise here? Probably not with this one, but we'll see what Darwin thinks. That's 7 kickers, pretty shit. Pretty dry board. You're not afraid of any turn. Goes check, check. There's a couple of spades, but they're a little too late. Little too late to the party. Darwin thinking about trying to get called by king, but bets real small, 35%. Gets it through. Boop-a-doo-doo. Pabritz with pocket sixes. Raising it up. 10-4 deuce flop. One spade for the pair of sixes. They'll take a stab. Pretty small bet. 9-8 could get tricky here. Comes along, sees a king of spades on the turn. Quick check from 9-8. Goes check, check, and the 8 of spades will play. This might go check, check. We'll see if Pabritz puts in a value bet here. Nope, just goes check, check, and Limitless shows him the bad news. He was drawing to any 9, 8, or spade on the turn there. The flop call is hoping for quite a bit, but worked out for Limitless. He's still gonna have like at least 25% on the flop. So I don't remember the sizing. It was super small, I think. 1/4 pot on the flop. You might actually be getting the exact odds to call. Pabritz is gonna get it in here. We're sweating an ace of 7 or a club. Ace will do on the river. Oh, wee wah. 35 blinds, we get it in, blind on blind. Ace 7 versus 5s. The chips are flying. Darwin's back, right around 10 million chips. You'll love to see it for them. Not our hero today, but has been a hero today. You know what I mean? Ace 8 on the button. No action here. Unless Queen 4 wants to go to a flop, but I don't think so. Okay, everybody's got something. Everybody's got something. 3s for Darwin. We'll start things off with the raise. Pretty much a min raise. Just puts a few extra chips on top to make it look different. King 9 suited. We'll stick in the 3-bet, and everybody else folds around to Darwin. Sorry, the other 2 fold around to Darwin, and Darwin just rips it in, and Vogelsang has to fold. No! Our hero losing a pretty big pot there pre-flop. Is this going to get in 2? Pabritz with another pocket pair. Limp. Raise, all in. That's what this is. Raise. I think 4s is a jam. Okay, 4s just come along to a flop this time. Good stuff for him. King high board. Gonna be quite easy to fold. Even if he's got Jack 10 or Queen Jack, he's got plenty of equity against you. Probably will have a backdoor flush draw to boot with their straight draw. Pabritz, easy fold. The play there typically with a pocket pair is limp, and then you face a raise and you jam all in. Pabritz says, I've got a few too many chips to do that right now. And we've got 2 6 0 7 1 9 8 5 with a slightly shorter chip stack. He's going to get a few more here once he jams the ace king. 4 million chips for them. Slight advantage over Pabritz. 9s look like a jam. We'll see if Limitless says differently. Looks like a 2.5x pre. Alright, or is that 2 1/4? My bad. Math is hard. 2 1/4 it was. Limitless with the 10s calling from the small. Pabritz 6-7 suited comes along in the big. 2 pair for Darwin. Not much doing for the 10s. They have the 10 of clubs, but they're going to want to see a free turn. And they want a jack or 8 of clubs. Jack probably isn't even that great. We're not going to a turn. Those 10s, I was just hoping for too much. Aces for Limitless. Darwin 8-5 in the big. We'll let it go. Do 9 and a 3 versus a 5 and a 3. 9-3 raises from the small and takes it. Darwin right around 12 million chips. Kind of back to where he deserves to be. I think the calculation was something like 26 million, right? I took a little break, so I kind of forgot. 7.5, 10 with Fabritz's stack, 13.6. So yeah, we're looking at right around 26 million chips in play. Ace Queen will jam and get it through. Pabritz at 20 bigs, Vogelsang at 19. A7 in the small. I don't quite know what to do here. I play a lot of jam, I think. I was going to see, does Darwin continue with the smaller size, or are we just jamming now? Darwin says, we're jamming now. 9-8 suited, what the hell do we do? 20 big blinds, if we limp, we're probably getting raised. We can probably call it, depending on the size. Limitless does have an ace this time. He will just jam, so we can't call that. Ooh, aces. A king in the big for Pabritz. Limp, do it. But it doesn't quite make sense, does it? You're going to be raising here quite frequently. Pabritz might get excited with her king. He does. He's going to need a lot of help. Diamonds? Nope, that's no good. Just dead on the turn, eh? Alrighty, Rue. That's a shame. Limitless with a couple aces. Finally gets paid. Pabritz, not surprised to see the king 5 jam. I was hoping maybe we just go to a flop instead. But Pabritz says, you're going to be doing this way too much. It's time you get off my back. Limitless shows some pocket rockets. Pair of sixes for 2607198 on an ace high board with a king and the diamond draw. Probably not too fun for him. Very small bet though, so who knows what he's going to do. 8 of diamonds on the river. I would like to see a lead just for fun. Turn your pair of sixes into a bluff. Try to get a king to fold. Limitless with king 10 and the 10 of diamonds. We'll be in a pickle. He might feel the need to call. Vogelsang doesn't lead on out. We'll just check it down and see the bad news. Probably a matter of finding hands that will check that you beat on the river. I didn't take the time to think about that. So 2607198 was probably thinking about that. Ooh, we got a huge cooler here. What the hell is going to happen? Limp from jacks. Raise from nines. What the freak is going to happen? Jacks just call. Alrighty, Rue. What a great teaching lesson. 2 big pocket pairs in the blinds. Limitless says we're going to play a small pot. King high board, 2 hearts. Darwin has some help. 10 won't bring in any of his outs though. That's a darn shame. I suppose he only had the heart outs. I thought he might have had some straight outs, but that 4 needed to be a 5. Jacks come along to the river where there's a king. Might go check check. Nicely done by Limitless. No need to scare away the nines. The nines go for value on 2 streets. Limitless shows him the bad news, of course. Darwin's going to teach us what's the value in king queen 3-handed. I would imagine 2607198 is going to jam. He even plays small 3-bet, okay. Off the 19 big blind stack in the small blind. So Darwin's getting a great price to come along. But with that being said, there's very little to be played with behind. Middle set for 2607198. Middle pair for Darwin. Well, I think we're calling this 300k into 2 million. 9 on the turn. Thankfully it wasn't a king. Do-ga-do-do, do-ga-do-do. I suppose on the turn, if you face an all-in, you can fold king queen. What do you do versus small size though? Again, another teaching lesson. Darwin's going to show us what's good. Queen of clubs, is that interesting at all? Probably not so much. You don't expect queen jack, even with the clubs, to go 2 streets. Nice fold by Darwin there. Interesting sizing there by 2607198. I kind of like it. Darwin with kings in the big facing a limp is going to stick in a raise. Quick fold from the king high for limitless. King 10 on the button. I think it just gets through. Do. Jack 3 for limitless. Limping on in. Darwin with Jack 5-0. We'll check it back. Small stab from the Jack 3. We'll get on through. And we're moving on along. Limitless up to 12.5 million chips. Raising Queen Jack on the button. Darwin comes along with 7s. Jack 9-6 flop. Boop-a-doop-boo. I don't quite know what to do with the 7s here. Small bet. Darwin is going to teach us some more. What do you do? Comes along to a turn. 6 pairs the board. A card Darwin could lead out. Do. Pretty big bet from Limitless's pair of jacks. We'll just get the job done on the turn. A couple aces in the blinds here. 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5 with the better ace so far. Limitless could just jam over this. He'll play call. Uh-oh. Ace 10, 7 flop. I wonder if we can ever get away from a pair of aces here. Quarter pot size on the flop. Not yet. 6 on the turn. Are you serious, Poker Stars? Okay, well, any notion of folding is gone out the window. A heart could chop, or not chop, sorry. Could allow for check on the river. This just might get in on the turn, though. 8-9 makes a straight. Whoa. Okay, so an 8-9, a heart. The jack's kind of shitty. We'll just see a bet from Limitless. There's too many bad cards for ace-6 to check back on the turn. Ace-10 jams. Ace-6 surely calls. There it is. No 6 on the river. 52 big blinds for a 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5. And we're pretty well tied up 3 ways. 3-handed. Super interesting stuff about to occur. So nobody really gets to put pressure on anybody else. At least from the chip stack perspective. Positionally, that's the main advantage we're gonna have now, aren't we? Nice to see our hero get a full double. Although coolers, I like action. I like to see the bluffs more. I like to see one person bluff and one person call down, which is like second or third pair. Jack 7 sticking in a raise versus a limp. Limitless will get it through. 57 blinds. Slight advantage over the other two. That doesn't mean much right now, so I'll just quit saying it until things change. Top pair for Limitless. Bets 1 big blind. Hard to fold an ace on the flop here. 5 on the turn. 8 on the river after it goes check. Limitless sizing up a value bet on the river. 525k to go. Quick fold from ace 9. King 3 suited for Limitless. On the button. 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5 with 10-7 suited in the big blind is surely coming along to a flop. Jack 3 deuce, all clubs. Limitless might want to bet small and take it down. That's really what you want there with the King 3. Jack 5 suited on the button. Do we raise it? Let's raise it. There it is. Woot woot. King 3, in the big blind. We'll find the fold. Jack 10 in the small blind. Going for a raise. Ace jack in the big. Comes along to a flop. King 9-9. Would be fun to see if Darwin can steal this pot. Starting things off with a very small bet. Right around a quarter. That's super interesting to see. That's something that I'm going to have to implement. And I do really like the small sizes. I like the 10% that I've seen introduced by Tonka. And that's been picked up. So maybe somebody probably taught Tonka that. And they probably taught a few other people it as well. Although Tonka was doing it early. Do-ka-do-do. And it's not something everybody does, so that's interesting to think too. With these quarter pot size bets, we're trying to keep the pot sort of small. We're trying to get to the river. And obviously have the nizzles. Do-ka-do-do-do. Queen 7 taking a stab here. Both players with a gut shot to the jack. A 7's just a pair. Club draw for limitless. What the hell do we do with Queen 7? One liner to a jack out there. 6 makes a straight. Pretty damn big bet by Darwin. Ace on the river. This just goes check check. Right? Well, Queen 5 isn't calling, so Darwin's winning the pot any which way about it. Blinds go up. 50 blinds for Darwin. Interesting pot there with a couple of queens with some raggedy bullshit going on beside it. Jack 7 flops middle pair, backdoor flush draw. Could check, starts things off with the quarter pot size bet. Limitless with 10-9 with the backdoor nothing, straight draw I guess. Do-ka-do-do, do-do-ka-do-do. Easy fold for limitless. 700k, eh? 8 deuce, thinking things over, will hit the muck. A6 on the button, raise it on up. King deuce, do we want to raise? Queen deucey, we don't want to defend, I don't think. In the muck. Oh, whoa, 3-bet from the big blind. A6 jam, do it. Jam. Oh, we're calling going to a flop. Ace jack 5. No help at all for 2 6 7 1 9 8 5. Ace high board looks like one will stab on though. 800k to go. Jack of spades on the turn. Stack the pot ratio right around 1-1. I think queen deuce just checks and gives up now. Blocking king queen, what the hell do we do? Fire away. Do it. Do it now. Jam. 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 Find it. It's in you. 2 6 7 1 9 8 5. Go. Bluff. Do it. Do it. I see a check coming in. Darn it. Oh, 2 million chips to go. A pair of aces with no kicker. What the hell? Limitless in the tank. Find the fold, bucko. Oh, he jams. What the hell? Finding the jam on the river. To get him off a chop pot, I suppose. I mean, that's kind of cool, too. I like the hero call. But if we're going to find a hero jam to get you off a chop pot, that's fucking intense. Whoa, wee wah. Limitless is showing what everybody what's up. And I don't want our hero to bust, but can you imagine a limitless Darwin heads-up battle? Maybe even 60 bigs deep, if Darwin can find a way to knock out Vogelsang. That'll be a show. Pair of 5s will slow that show right down, though. Haha, he says that as if it's something crazy. Bets 200k. Limitless could throw in a bluff here, but he says, alright, it's yours, bucko. That's your pot there if you want it. 10-6 suited, 16 blinds. Gonna face a raise from the fives, a call from the fives. What do they do? I just don't think we want to allow Darwin to come along, but Limitless says, I don't really want to raise my fives here. And I want to flop a set, you know? Ace high board, that's a real good situation for pocket fives. 2, 6, 0, 7, 1, 9, 8, 5 with the flush draw. Could go any way about this. Ace high board, I like the bet. We're still doing it right around a quarter. That one was closer to a third, but 7 on the turn. If I got 10-6, I'm firing away here. I'm putting all the pressure on a king. 940k, even with this half pot size bet, it'll fuck up the stack to pot ratio on the river. Oh, you did not want to see this with the flush draw. I think you just have to fold now. If we call, we're hoping for a diamond. Limitless with the set. Oh, a diamond that doesn't pair the board. Oh, this just sucks. We do have to fold the 10 high diamond draw. I mean, that's nicely done by Limitless. Just says, if you have a draw, I'm gonna get you to fold now. If you have pair of aces, I'll get all your chips now. We won't have to worry about the scary river. 9-6 is in the wrong order. It comes along to a flop. King, king, deuce. Min bet by Limitless. We'll take it down. 4 blinds for our hero. Easy fold there. We'll just hope for an ace. A king will do. Queen deucey. Are you serious, Poker Stars? Queen deucey. Ace 4 for Limitless. I don't know what to do here. I like raise though. 700k to go. Darwin says 7-3 in the muck. Jack 8. Is this enough to go with it? Facing a raise from Limitless. We'll see. Come along to a flop. Nut flush draw for Limitless. Don't stick it in. Don't stick it in. Ah, shit. 8. Nope. Limitless will get the knockout. Not that there's bounties, but we do get a heads up battle. So we're about 48 bigs deep. That's cool to see. What the hell is going to happen here? Starting things off with a quarter pot size bet from Darwin's Queen 7, deuce on the turn. Spades complete on the river. 8-7 misses. All the random ass bluffs miss. I suppose I can't just start counting out all the random bluffs. But there are quite a few obvious miss bluffs. Darwin checks back the queen high. We move along. Both players with a little pair. Spades complete. Heads up poker. I wonder if 7s go for a value bet. Darwin even does it tries to get called by ace high even. This is a cooler. We get a limp from Darwin. Does this get all in? 40 bigs deep, starting with a limp. I think we can play call here. If Darwin raises, I wouldn't be surprised. All in, and ace queen will call. Heart, ace, jack. No, we needed a lot of help there. We needed the board to pair and then some. Nothing you can do there with the ace jack pre-flop. Nice little short heads up battle. I think we wanted to see some more action there, but that's a damn shame. So Darwin's starting things with 152 bigs. No wonder I watched this video. Pretty crazy final table. All the players pretty well known. Bustoville, unfortunately, we didn't get to hear from. I like what I see from Vogelsang all the time. Piggy Snipes, I wish I got to hear from them. Unfortunately, I think they got coolered at some point and they busted on out. Limitless did a great job, even off the short stack. Did a great job of putting pressure on all the other players. The name is scary, if we're being honest. But so is everybody else's. That's the thing that's hard to get your brain around. Is like, when you're one of these players, are you really afraid of Limitless more than you're afraid of Darwin? More than you're afraid of Pritz or Timothy Bustoville? Like, you know? You're probably just capable of handling the heat. And if you're going to hang in there and play these games, you're probably just willing to put the pressure back on them. and find your spots where you can deviate from the optimal play. So yeah, that's why we watch these videos. We just get to learn. Very fun final table here. Very long one. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking it out. If you don't like the commentary and you just want to see the action, head over to BCP Poker Replays. That's the real hero. Throw some likes. So yeah, have a good day. Adios.